Alright, so welcome back to the channel here. We got part 2 or video 2 on this panel builder that I'm doing here for my studio. So the first video, I think we didn't have any of the components, right? So but now we have it, obviously. And I think I recorded that about a week ago, and most of this stuff came in throughout this week, and I was able to build on some of this in my free time after work and such. So I wasn't really able to record or get any footage of what I've gotten done up to this point here, but here we are. So I went ahead and went with the original, or the main layout that we had discussed on that template that I had, and I think it's working out pretty well so far. Actually, I'm really happy with how it's turning out so far. It's not too overly complicated or anything. It's just really just going by my prints, of course. But I guess we can come back to that here in a second, but I kind of want to just walk through everything here first. So we got our power supply, our 6 relays. These are these 8 pins, so they've got 2 circuits on each one, but I just put 6 in there. Why not? I mean, if anything, this panel I can upgrade this panel. You know, all I would have to do is just upsize that breaker. Of course, probably go through all the 120 volt and everything and change that out if I ever wanted to put more in. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't have to do that, but it really just comes down to the breakers and others. Well, yeah, scratch that, because I would have to think more on that. But yeah, so there's all that. Terminal blocks here. Pretty much everything, mostly everything is ran. Of course, I'm waiting on my 8 breakers up here for all the loads themselves that go into the input side on the relays down here. Everything for my 24 volt DC is pretty much ran. I've got my my leads for my PLC here. The PLC is going to go right there. Like I said, 8 more breakers here, and I'm going to have a 2-pole receptacle going right here. That's going to be for the PC and the desk as well. I forgot that the desk also, the power cord is also got like a thin cable on it as well, so I won't be able to run, of course, you know, the three conductors up into an actual, you know, the terminal blocks. Then you get what I'm saying. I mean, so I'm probably gonna have to work out a way to incorporate both those, the desk and the PC, on that receptacle to run on one circuit. And then I may have to upsize that breaker, but we'll see. I'll have to go back and look at the calculations on both those loads and see if that. I think it was a 2. Let's look right here. For the receptacle, it's a 2 amp breaker. So I may have to upsize that. I'm not sure, but we'll. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But for now, that's what we've got. I guess I could just use that circuit because it's already ran here. Its rate relay is 128, so it's already ran down here and everything. So I could just have that as an open circuit for anything else that I want to put in for the time being. So it's all right. Of course, you know, my wireway here, I'm gonna have everything covered with the caps on them. That way it'll hide all the wire and everything will look pretty nice. I also want to get the actual conductor labels. There's this machine we use at work. It's a Brady. But I would like to get one as well. I was looking on Amazon, and they're actually a lot more affordable than what I expected. So I'll probably be looking at picking one of those up as well at some point. But yeah, so I don't know of anything else that's really sticking out to me as well. I did go with that that idea of putting the ground bar up here. I like that a lot, actually. And you've got the, well, for all of my loads coming in, all the grounds would just bridge up here. We'll bust those together up here. So that works out quite well. I like that. And so I think that's mostly it for the panel. I have to go in and add my labels for the components themselves once I get those in. I think what's coming on my delivery Monday, today's Saturday, I don't know when I'll post this video, but it's the breakers, a door switch, or not the door, well, yes, a main switch for that goes on the door. I'll show you that here in a second. And I can't remember if there was anything else. I think that's it, and I'll show you. So I just, after work yesterday, I came and I came home and I put in my buttons for my enclosures. So here we go. We got the 28 by 28 and 20 horizontally, and yeah, we got the start. These don't stay in; you just push and it just kind of bounces back. And this one here, I like. This is really fun to play with. You just click it and then untwist it, and I like how these are set up. You just drill the hole. It was a 7/8. You just pop it off. I don't want to take it off. I can't. I don't have my two hands. But you just pop off the front end of it here, and then just stick it through the hole. Put your other end back on it. You just tighten down these screws here, and it'll creates like a friction mount basically. So I've got my labels and everything for each button, and of course that's where my main switch will go. I'm not sure if it's the same diameter, so I didn't fully drill it just so I could wait on that. It looks like from the pictures that it's probably the same, but I don't want to take a chance on it, so we'll wait till it comes before we drill that out, and we should be Gucci. So yeah, one thing I didn't really care about too well on this panel or the subplate was the way you can't really tell too well from because of this wireway that's on here, but it wasn't like you can kind of see it. It's not like it's a perfect squared corner here. The way they mount it, there's your mounts right there. So whenever I was drilling out the holes for it, I forgot about that. So it just went boom, boom into the two holes that they already had in the metal, and I tried setting it in there and it wouldn't work. I was like, what in the world is going on with this thing? And I had like a mini heart attack thinking that I had maybe not paid attention. I had the panel flipped around, and I was like, oh my goodness, don't tell me that I put everything on here upside down. And then yeah, so I came to find out that that was just that. So crisis averted. So yeah, I like how this kit here, it seems like they're okay. They got a 32 amp rating on these terminal blocks here, but I'm not like, I don't know, the quality of them just seem kind of like, I don't know, super amateurish. Maybe like they're just for a hobbyist. I get this is a hobby panel, but I don't know, I guess I'm more used to higher quality industrial products, and these were kind of a pretty good deal. I thought it came with a whole kit. You got a little DIN rail piece. I don't know what the little doodad box is. It's right here. You get the 30 terminal blocks. You get 4 end barriers. You got the 2 down here and the 2 up here to secure the main breaker here. And you get this DIN rail. I think I already said that. And you get these ferrules. These things here look like those razors that they give you in jails and prisons and stuff. It's kind of funny. I've never been in jail or prison on the inmate side. I'll just put it that way. Just a full disclaimer there. But yeah, so you got all those goodies. You get a couple ground terminal blocks here. That's cool for what it is. They don't even fit on these here right, unless I wasn't doing it right, but it's all good. It only came with 2 of them, and I need, like, how many that is? 5, 6, something like that. So yeah, and they only came with 10 jumpers. I need more, so I might just order another kit of these as well, and that way I can have the extra terminal blocks and whatever else it comes with. That wouldn't hurt to have more of these here too, because I'll plan on, if this project turns out to be really, really, like, good, or turns out well, I should say, I'm thinking about building another one, but we'll have to make sure that this one here sees itself all the way through first. So yeah, so let's go over here to our schematic blueprint deal, whatever you want to call it. It seems like we've got a pretty harsh glare off of that thing, and it's controlled by my app, so I don't feel like messing with it. I'll have to end this video just to fix it, so I apologize about that. So they're done, obviously, right? So we got our main 120 volt AC. We give it a next page. We've got our 24 volt DC with all of the not the circuits, but I guess our outs, you could say, here and there. That's for a PLC for the 24 volt hookups on there. Inputs on the PLC. So we've got I believe these here are our door switches. And then the outputs, and these will be going to all of the loads into the relays. So I know I had a massive brain fart the other day when I was discussing up here, why I had a breaker up here. Obviously you need power going into that the power supply to get power, of course, right? So I had a brain fart on that. It's not Bluetooth power yet. Imagine when we get there one of these days. So yeah, so that was right, obviously. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything is just listed out by a number, 100 through 149, and I just go basically just start up here with my main power in, and just work your way down to each breaker. Each number up here corresponds with, say, circuit breaker 114. It's on the line of 114 over here, so basically everything gets worked off of that one, each number right over here. So I didn't really discuss that in the first video, but yeah, so that's kind of how I designed these prints here. So everything just kind of follows a sequential order for the whole circuit. Now it was kind of weird breaking off for the what side was this? For the coil going into the contacts, or the switches. I was trying to create a perfect flow, but this here is where it gets kind of cut. So I just made a box around it to inform, whoever's reading this, myself or whatever, that the circuit breaks here on the 120 AC side, and then we go to our 24 volt DC, and yeah, that's how we break it. So I even got the numbers here saying which terminal these your conductor is going to land on. So it pretty much tells you everything. I've been able to follow them pretty well. Very, very minor mistakes, nothing major. I guess it's kind of cool working on something like this. Not only are you engineering, but you're also building it, so you're able to I guess, go back and forth and find out the issues and, you know, fix those accordingly. Kind of lost my train of thought there, so, but you understand that point. So yeah, here's our 24 volt in for our PLC. That it's been a long week, guys, but yeah, that's going in for. So if we go, yeah, of course. So we go over here to line 255 and 255. Right, here's for this box here, and then inputs and output, or not inputs and outputs, but the hot and common side to our PLC for current going in to give it power. Yeah, then we got our start button, our start sequence, stop sequence, and then e-stop. I labeled it end on the panel, that way it doesn't create any confusion for, I don't know, an emergency situation. I don't have two stops. I've got end cycle and emergency stop. That way there's limited confusion there, but I should be the only one who ever really operates it. But in our output side again, we just got this labeled output 1000 through, oh, it looks like I made a boo-boo right there. I just not caught that. I got 5,000 twice. We'll fix that. 6,000. That's basically it. Then our common side to the inputs there. So that's basically it. As far as that all goes, I will. I'm trying to, I guess, put forth the effort in making these videos here. That way I can just document this process. And for anybody else who are getting into automation or PLCs, it's fun. I wouldn't, excuse me, put it this way. If I didn't think it was fun, I wouldn't be building my own project. I mean, I do this 40, 50 hours a week at my job doing this all day, every day. So to come home and want to say, hey, let me build my own, it says a lot about, this sort of technology and what we can really do. I think the sky's the limit as far as this kind of stuff. So it's a lot of fun. And if you have the budget or have the interest, I would definitely recommend it. Now, don't just go all willy-nilly. Like, I would definitely encourage you to take on some education in electrical to sort of guide you. You don't want to just go doing all this stuff, not really knowing what you're doing, and plug something in your wall and blow a circuit, blow a breaker downstairs, or cause a fire. Earlier, I almost plugged in I was like, well, I want to test this here, and then just test these on my relays to make sure everything's working. So I cut my 120 cord. I plugged it in. Well, almost plugged it in. I set it in here. I was like, okay, well, if anything goes wrong, there's a fire or something, at least it's somewhat contained in here. Then I started thinking to myself, I was like, hold on a second. I was like, I've got all of these conductors just sort of kind of open and everything, and kind of, if that were to happen, that's 120. It's not connected or any. Well, I mean up here, but they're down here. If anything were to happen and you start getting hot and neutral and ground all crossing each other, might start letting out the magic smoke. So I was like, yeah, let's not do that. Oh my goodness. I was like, I'm glad I caught that. I was like, praise the Lord. Oh my goodness, that could have been bad. Had something gone bad. So yeah, we're just going to wait. I didn't want to be a situation of curiosity killing the cat, if you know what I'm saying. So we'll just wait. We'll just try to be patient, make sure everything is landed properly, and before we start testing everything, which kind of stinks because I just want this thing done. I'm quite excited for it, ready for the PLC to get here. And the PLC, again, I think it's like a $220. I'm just, I could get it, but I'm trying to finance this at a good at a way that's reasonable, or I don't know what you would say, logical or reasonable, whatever. So I'm just trying to work extra overtime at my job to finance this whole thing. That way is, I'm not just dumping the money all at once on it. So, well, yeah. So here in a few weeks, hopefully I can get that PLC ordered in. That bad boy will be good to go. Because once I do that, then I think there's some other things. I've got all my wires here. I'm not gonna have enough black, unfortunately. I'll have to get more because I ordered off eBay and I got 20. So it came in a it came with, so these are the 14, well, let me put it this way, all of the 14 gauge conductors that I have came in 25 foot rolls, and I thought it was going to be enough, but well, unfortunately not. I mean, this I thought would have been enough, obviously, but I guess for my door switch I had to run a good bit extra, and then for each circuit coming off the main breakers down here, when I have to go all the way up and into the relays over here. Now, if it was just over here and then boom, 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 I would have enough, but that's okay. So, what does that to make do? I got 100 feet, I think, 75 or 100 feet on the 20, not 24, the 18 gauge conductors, but yeah, not them. So, but yeah, so my little printer, that thingy, my View Tools, Klein, I love it. So, alrighty, well, I think that's gonna cover mostly everything as far as where we at are, or where we're at on this project. So if you've made it this far in the video, thanks for watching, guys, and definitely stay tuned. I plan on doing a full documentation of this whole project. So if you want to see more, stay tuned, and we will see you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.